Chapter 3. The Plan. A melancholic aura shrouded you until school the next morning. The rejection hurt. It hurt even worse than you could have anticipated. You secretly wanted to kick Cupid's ass today, the sadistic bastard. You trudged through the school gates, facing downwards when you heard your name called. Your heart sank when you recognized the voice. You weren't mentally prepared to talk to him yet. "Hey, traveler, I need to talk to you." He approached you quickly but cautiously. "Hey," you greeted, trying to sound friendly but falling flat. An awkward silence followed. "About yesterday." I'm sorry, you both said loudly in unison. "Wait, why are you sorry?" he asked. "I made you uncomfortable. I shouldn't have been so reckless with it, and no, it's my fault. I let it escalate out of my control, and that was wrong of me." He flushed at the memory and bowed low to conceal it. "Please, forgive me." "I'm not mad at you, Izuku." You felt relieved that he wasn't repulsed by your aggressive advances. "Really?" "Yeah, I was being stupid and forgot the right amount to use. And I took it further than you wanted, and..." You drifted off. He looked down with an embarrassed smile. "I guess we both got carried away, huh?" he admitted. "Yeah," you agreed, feeling the tension alleviate. "That reminds me. I have something for you." You pulled out a tiny vial with a cork in it, filled with this special powder. "Is that..." "I figured it's the least I can do." You placed the little bottle delicately in his palm. He hesitated in apprehension. "I don't know, traveler. After all that happened yesterday, I'm not sure I'm cut out for this type of thing." His unsure attitude only confirmed your decision. "I believe in you," you told him with a bright smile, closing his hand around the vial. "You deserve to be happy." He stared at you, speechless, yet accepting. You turned to walk towards the front door. "Let me know what she says after school, okay?" You smiled with a wink. Midoriya stood at the entrance, fighting an internal battle. "This is bad. What do I do? I can't just tell her flat out that she was the one I wanted to ask. But I can't do nothing either when she's going through all this trouble to try and help me." Lunchtime rolled around and not a single decent idea came to his mind. He kicked himself for not just being honest up front. He jumped as you patted him gently on the back in comfort. "Don't think so hard," you told him, setting down your tray. "Oh, oops, forgot my dessert. I'll be right back." You excused yourself from the lunch table. "A perfect opportunity." Izuku's fingers trembled with the temptation, staring at the unattended cup of tea you had just left. "Just a sprinkle wouldn't hurt, right?" he thought to himself, pulling the vial out of his pocket. The cork popped off with a flick of his thumb. His eyes darted around the room to check for potential witnesses. "This is wrong and you know it." He bit his lip, fighting the inner turmoil. He finally sighed in disappointment, returning the tiny container to his jacket pocket. You eyed Midoriya warily throughout the day, noticing that the nerves were getting to him. You watched him, waiting for him to talk to one of the girls in the class and hand her a refreshing beverage out of the blue. But that moment never came. "Izuku!" You caught his attention on the way out of the school building. "Oh, hey, traveler," he mumbled. "How'd it go?" you asked, curiosity getting the better of you. He stumbled over his words nervously. "Make something up, quick!" "She said no," he lied. "What?" Your mouth fell open. "Shit! He knows the powder was a ruse! How on earth am I going to explain what I did to him yesterday?" You gawked at him, unable to find words. "Here," he said, handing back the bottle. "I didn't use it. It kind of felt like cheating." You sighed in relief, thanking your lucky stars. "Izuku." You paused, realizing how bad he must feel from being rejected. You yourself had felt that firsthand yesterday, so your empathy was top-notch today. "I'm so sorry." You spoke to him softly. "That bitch." Who on earth would refuse someone like Midoriya? "I will end her." "That's okay, really." He smiled blithely. You tilted your head at him in confusion. "Would you maybe want to go with me?" He asked you bashfully, and your soul lit up. Second place isn't so bad, you thought to yourself. First a kiss and then I get to go to the dance with him? I don't think I could have asked for a better week. I'd love to. He mirrored the effervescent smile you gave him. Yes, Midoriya thought, triumphantly beaming. We can get her back at the dance, you mumbled menacingly. What? Nothing, you replied. I'm really looking forward to it. Me too, he waved as you walked towards home. See you tomorrow. Chapter 4. The Dance. Do you want to coordinate outfits or something? You questioned awkwardly at school the next day. He turned to face you. Oh, sure, Midoriya agreed. What's your favorite color? He gazed down at you and you met his radiant green eyes. Green, you said without thinking. He ran a wandering hand through his hair modestly with a smile, suddenly finding the backpacks on the floor extremely diverting. Oh geez, that was really obvious. Let's go shopping. The mall was crowded, especially for a weeknight. Oh dear, you said, seeing the prom store flooded with people. Maybe we should check the men's department first. Agreed. The two of you strolled down the strip, finding a suit store. Oh, there's a green one. Midoriya ran ahead to grab a forest green eyesore of a tux. On second thought, that's extremely tacky, you thought to yourself upon seeing it. You bit your tongue in restraint, noticing how exuberant he was about it. He held it out to you. Yeah, you said slowly. I'll go try it on. Before even looking at the other options, he sprinted to the dressing room. You snorted to yourself, sifting through other racks. How do I look? You heard his voice behind you. You glanced over your shoulder, astonished. It was rather shoddy on the rack, but it looked fantastic on him. The fit was dead on and it brought out the beautiful color in his eyes. There's no way it could possibly look that good on anyone else. Perfect, you gushed. You have to get it. Really? He looked taken aback by your sudden compliment. You think it looks that good? He regarded himself. You look amazing. I bet nobody could refuse a dance with you. Thank you. He hustled back into the dressing room to hide the warm glow pulling at his cheeks. No way! You heard him call from the room. What is it? What's wrong? You asked. It's on clearance, so it's really cheap, he exclaimed, thrashing the door open. See, you were meant to have it. You cheered happily, though at first glance it was easy to see why it was on sale. He paid for the outfit and you returned to look for a dress. All right, my turn. You explored the plethora of dresses, but no matching color appeared. Midoriya noticed. I guess green isn't very popular this season, you frowned. And after you already bought your outfit. Don't worry. I'll just wear a matching vest or tie or something, he suggested. You shrugged in mild disappointment before seeing a beautiful gown call out to you. Ooh, look at that one! You abandoned him momentarily to run over. I guess she's already over it, Izuku mumbled to himself, trailing behind you. You grabbed it and hustled to the dressing room. Well? You asked, dressed in the elegant fitted wonder. Wow. Midoriya ogled you for a moment before remembering himself. He cleared his throat before speaking. I think it looks really nice on you. You think I should get it? Definitely. He gave you a thumbs up, smiling sweetly. The night finally arrived, warm and humid. Your fingers tingled with anticipation before you heard the doorbell ring. Midoriya was adorned in a gray vest and matching pants, with his adorable green coat. It became apparent that he had slicked his hair down, but his stubborn resistant curls had already begun to spring back out on his walk here. He opened his mouth to speak, but you cut him off. Wow, you look so dapper! You exclaimed brightly. Thank you. He blushed, flattered. Instinctively you took his hand and placed a chaste kiss upon it. His eyes widened in shock. I think the guy is supposed to do that. He covered his face in embarrassment. Oops, you laughed playfully. Guess I forgot. By the way, what do you think? You asked, twirling in place for him. You look amazing, he admitted bashfully. You gifted him a warm smile before noticing the box in his hand. What's that? Oh, I remembered you were bummed about not finding a green dress. So I got you a matching wrist flower. He pointed to the boutonniere on his coat. It's called a corsage, Izuku. Oh, right. That's so thoughtful of you, though. Thank you so much. You reached out your hand, allowing him to gently slide the tiny bouquet onto your wrist. The front door latched closed with a click as you turned to leave. You couldn't resist hooking arms with him in an old-fashioned manner on the walk to the station.